it was going to be hitting directly, and that would have affected a lot of other states. But that was the original chart, and you see it was going to hit not only Florida but Georgia. It could have was going toward the Gulf. That was what was originally projected.
To have been, I guess, edited or something to include Alabama. Can you explain how that change was made?
No, I just know. Yeah, I know that Alabama was in the original forecast. They thought it would get it as a piece of it, and in all cases, Alabama was hit. If not lightly, in some cases pretty hard.
Just because you sleep with somebody named Stormy does not make you a weatherman.
And they show an empty field. I said, wait a minute. I made a speech. I looked out. The field was, it looked like 1.5 million people. We will build the wall, believe me. And Mexico will pay for the wall.
What I'm opposed to is when they do it in a way that hurts everybody else. You shouldn't be able to externalize these costs. That's the problem with fossil fuels right now. I think that the best way we go forward here is we open up the opportunities. We open up the possibilities. We invest in the science. We invest in the manufacturing. We invest in the pieces that let us build a future together going forward. So you bet that this is a moment where we better dream big and fight hard, because that's how it is that we're going to make the changes we need to make. Now, part of it is going to be about research and development, you bet. Part of it, we already know how to do. We know how to do offshore wind. We know how to do solar. The question is, are we willing to put the resources into it? And my answer is, yeah, we better be willing to put the resources into it, because the alternative is unthinkable.
I don't know what to say about sharpie-gate. I'm Barry Gordon.
And I'm Andre Coleman.
I give up. This is NewsRap, live at 5.
Hit it. All right, hold it.
All right.
Bring back up that clip with the diagram with Alabama and freeze it when you have that little clip up there with the Sharpie. I'll tell you when. Bring it back.
Okay.
And I'm surprised you didn't see this, Barry. Something very interesting. I think he may have been saying something here with that little diagram.
Oh, really?
Look at that. What does that look like? Do you see it? Well, she sees it. You see it now?
But he didn't do the whole diagram.
But it's
That's
not.
the
Bring it
weather
back.
map.
Bring it back. Bring it back.
Weather maps
Yeah, but when you
always
add
look
that,
like dirty pictures.
No, when you add that little circle, the second one, it's completely obvious what it's supposed to be.
Okay.
It's completely obvious what he's doing there. He's making it's his little insult joke on everybody or whatever it's supposed to be.
I don't know. I wake up in the morning and I feel really like I'm in the Twilight Zone. I cannot quite believe that this is reality. I can't quite believe it.
And that was a great graphic by Hannah, who she put that on that together.
Wow.
It was amazing.
Thank you.
Amazing work.
And thank you for featuring Elizabeth Warren. I appreciate that.
Here we go.
I won't.
So,
I won't.
Pretty soon, this is just going to be a half hour of Elizabeth Warren.
Well,
You want her to be your co-host?
We'll see. If she's the nominee, it might be. But we'll see, No, I just like the way she connects with people. I think she talks to people, at least she talks to me the way I would like to be talked to. She doesn't do political speak. She's not, doing anything other than being herself.
Well,
I think part of that has to do is she's used to that as a teacher.
And that's what serves her, because if you notice, she's not still. She's not
right.
She's not standing in one place. She's moving, and when you move, I've emceed a couple of events, and you've done more than enough work before the camera and emceeing things yourself, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. When you move and as you address people on this side of the room, that side, you pull them in and you engage with them.
Yeah.
And she's completely comfortable. She's ignoring the camera.
Right.
And it's working for her. What can I tell you?
So far.
Well, That's what counts.
We'll see. You know, I mean, I'm always aware that people can trip, you know, and fall. So,
Well, that brings me
or burst an eyeball
That-
or do something.
Well,
I don't-
before we get there, that brings me
Okay.
to my little personal plea and my fear. My fear is
okay.
that Harris is going to, because she doesn't appear to be resonating or
Mm-hmm.
going up, let's put it that way. I don't think she's plunging at the same time, and I used that word earlier. My fear is that she's going to drop out before we get to the primary season, and that would be a mistake.
Well, I don't feel that. I mean, not that it wouldn't be a mistake. I agree with you.
That would be a mistake.
I don't feel she's going to drop out. I don't know why I don't know why any of the 10 would drop out. Because we're not increasing, the DNC, the Democratic National Committee, is not increasing the threshold limits for the October
Of
debate.
course.
So if anything,
They're locked.
I think there will be more people in the October debate than there are in the September debate.
And see, that's a mistake.
Because I think Tom Steyer may get in.
Mistake.
And I think Tulsi Gabbard may get in.
Mistake.
They missed it by a hair.
Mistake. Look, if you're not in this one, you're done. And some of the people who are in there are done, to be honest with you.
Maybe.
We need to get it down to, and if I miss somebody,
Okay.
you tell me.
Okay.
So let me ease your mind. Warren,
Thank you.
she's in there.
Well, obviously she's
right,
in there.
Harris.
She's running in second place right now. So, yeah.
Biden,
Yes.
Sanders, even though I want him to go away.
Yeah.
Buttigieg,
Yeah.
he can stick around.
He should.
Booker and Castro.
Yeah.
I have no problem with those 7. Okay? Everybody else, unless you want to change somebody, to me, is an also ran at this point.
To me, yes, also. I don't. Klobuchar is the biggest surprise to me
I agree.
because I have always admired her. In fact, I liked her questioning Kavanaugh more than I liked Harris's.
Right.
I thought she was really insightful. In fact, I thought Booker was very good in questioning Kavanaugh as well. But she's just not
No.
nailing it. And I can't figure out why. And maybe it's just, frankly, that this kind of centrist, kind of a little bit of this and a little bit of that is not working for Democrats right now.
No,
It's not working for me.
the people who are there have all taken some stand somewhere or another.
Yeah. Well,
And-
Biden's a little wishy-washy,
Well-
but he seems stronger than Klobuchar. He
Biden
seems like
see the answer to Joe Biden, as long as it's not a bleeding eyeball or something like that, which we'll get to here in a second. The answer to Joe Biden, if I was running that campaign, don't talk about dates, don't talk about cities, don't talk about facts, just campaign.
Yeah.
You don't need to say, well, when I was in Toledo, because it may have been Tennessee.
And then, if you get them all wrong, don't say details don't matter.
Exactly.
Because that really makes him seem.
Because-
you know what I'm afraid of?
You know who
though?
he sounds like when he gets that stuff wrong?
Who?
Sarah Palin.
Well, he does.
Palin-esque.
But the other thing is, he's just. I mean, I'm watching him, right? And I was a huge Joe Biden fan. I even flirted with Joe Biden, you know, in the race when he ran. I mean,
Against
I
who?
thought,
Against Obama?
No, not specifically against Obama.
But you mean 2008?
But when I was looking at it, you know, I was saying the good candidates here are Obama. It wasn't Clinton for me. It was Obama. It was Biden. Those are the people that I was most attracted to. So I was thrilled when he picked Biden as his running mate. I was absolutely
Well, people
thrilled.
don't understand.
But now what's happening is he's becoming, and I can say this as a 70-year-old, he's becoming crotchety.
Well, here's
He's
the issue.
just becoming that guy. He never answers a question with a smile. He's just
No,
crotchety.
no.
He's miserable. Well, we'll show it. But he's miserable when he answers questions. And my fear is that in the fall of 2020, we're watching these two crotchety guys try to tear each other apart. And yeah, I'll go and vote for one of them, but boy, I'm not going to be happy about it.
Listen.
I need a little
Why do you-
uplift. I need a little
All right,
inspiration.
all right. Well, somebody show Elizabeth Warren's picture just for a second or something. Make Barry smile. So why do you think Biden was Obama's VP? Why do you think that was? I have a reason why. Why do you think that was?
Why?
It's the exact thing he got criticized for, because he had dealt with the segregationists, because he had crossed the aisle. All of those things that Obama could never, ever do.
Oh, I think that's probably true.
Joe had
Yeah.
those relations. There you go. Look.
Yeah.
Now smile. See, it was up there for a second.
That's right.
Now smile.
She's
But mentioning Joe Biden,
cute. She's
my
animated.
God,
she's
cute now.
got energy.
Now she's cute.
I just like her energy.
now she's cute. You know, man, I'm seeing myself on this monitor.
I'm sorry, guys.
And I need a haircut.
She reminds me of my wife. What can I say? My wife is that kind of feisty person that, you know, gets in there, and I like that. I like the feisty. All right, I'm off it. But let's see Biden.
How can we trust
Look
you
at-
to hold these corporations and executives accountable for their crimes against humanity when we know that tomorrow you are holding a high-dollar fundraiser hosted by Andrew Goldman, a fossil fuel executive?
He's not a fossil fuel executive, I'm told. He is not a fossil fuel executive. And the fact of the matter is that what we talk about is, what are we going to do about those corporations? What have we done? And everywhere along the way, for example, I've argued and pushed for us suing those executives who are engaged in pollution, those companies.
Also, I just want to point out, in fairness to the governor of Pennsylvania, he's stopped short. He's moved to regulate and limit some fracking, stopped short of calling for a statewide ban. So just to be clear, you would not call for a ban statewide on fracking or nationwide. You said stop new oil and gas drilling on federal lands.
Yes.
Okay.
And I would also go back and look at what's out there now to determine whether or not it is safe, physically safe. As they're called earthquakes and the like. That's what I would do.
Our next
We
question.
can have there used to be an EPA. And no, you think I'm kidding. It's almost not there now. But anyway.
Did you see it?
Oh, the eye?
Yeah.
Look, that can happen to anybody. I mean, I know people are talking about that. That's the furthest thing from my mind.
Well, I don't think it
not a sign.
I don't think it disqualifies him.
Of his brain falling apart.
I don't think it disqualifies him. I don't think his brain is falling through his eye.
But do you get any love from that? Do you get any feeling from that he's enjoying himself? I just don't get a feeling that he's enjoying himself. He's just sitting there going through the motions.
So how many
arms
candidates
are like this. This is the worst position
Whoa,
that a
whoa.
candidate
Hold up.
can get
How many
into.
candidates are enjoying themselves? Name 3.
Warren is enjoying herself.
Well, of course.
I think in his own freaking way, Sanders is enjoying himself.
I don't agree with that.
I'm not sure Harris is enjoying herself. I think Buttigieg is having a ball.
I think I don't agree with that. I think Warren probably may be the only one enjoying herself right now. Sanders looks miserable, but then Sanders always looks miserable.
I think Buttigieg is having fun.
Buttigieg just wants to be seen.
He's where he never thought he'd be.
This dude just wants to be seen. That's all.
But he's good. I mean, did you in the climate town hall? He was good.
Good.
I mean,
Listen, Biden.
I hope he's president in 8 years.
Who?
Buttigieg.
You'll be lucky if he's not a dog catcher in 8 years.
Why do you say that?
He's a ham and egger. He has no chance. He's not going to have a chance in 8 years either.
Why do you say that?
He has no chance. Why do I say that?
You don't think he's going to run for Senate? You don't think he's going to run
we
for
said
governor?
president.
Well, you start with governor or senator. That's what Obama did, right? Obama was senator for 2 years, two big years,
there is
and
not
then
a
he
politician.
became president of the United States.
Let me clear something up. There's not a
Okay.
politician in this country that you can compare to Barack Obama and what he did.
I'll go with that.
That's
I agree
like
with that.
saying, hey, the garage band, that's the Beatles. You just can't do it. It doesn't work. But I will tell you the problem with Buttigieg. He is never, ever going to appeal to minorities. It's never going to happen. If he takes 8 years to build it, it will still be pandering. It will still be fake. He will never build it. But do I think he can serve this country and Democrats as a senator? Entirely.
Yeah.
And as a governor, entirely. He is the exact guy that if they were listening to me, I would say, get out of the race and let's prepare you for something else where you can help.
What
where you can
I'd say
serve
is
a county.
get out of Indiana, because that might just really block him from
Where
getting anywhere.
I agree, but where would he go?
Well, I don't know. Move somewhere.
Well,
Southwest is changing. Move to New Mexico.
So-
move to Arizona. You know, they're getting ready to vote blue.
before we go
So,
to the locals here,
Yeah.
you got a part coming up. What are you playing?
Oh, yeah, just a little. It's
Just a little small part.
It's a small thing. No, it really is. It's
Playing what? A character? What's a
God.
character?
I'm playing God.
Well, that's always a small character to play.
It is. It's actually it's not a small character. What it is my cousin.
Which cousin's name?
Who
Give me a name.
decided that he was a writer in his mid-60s.
What's his name?
His name is Dan O'Day. He was a
Dan O'Day,
very
okay.
well-known radio announcer, DJ in Florida. And now he's written what are called these 10-minute plays. There's these little short plays, two-person plays. And he's just winning a lot of festivals.
And you're going to play God.
And he wrote a play called God on the Couch, and with God and his therapist, and I'm playing God. Yeah,
You're playing God in therapy.
in therapy. Yes.
Let's check out the local news briefs. I'll come back to this in a second.
All right.
This is your local news brief for Friday, September 6th, 2019. The Atrium Group of Westlake Village, one of 6 applicants selected to apply for a permit to operate a cannabis dispensary in Pasadena, has filed a federal lawsuit against the city and several city officials. The Atrium Group applied for a conditional use permit to open a shop in Old Town Pasadena on June 13th, but was denied after a permit from Harvest of Pasadena was submitted 1 day earlier. Both had applied in District 3. City ordinance stipulates that only 1 cannabis retail location is permitted within each council district. Other conditions place limitations on location, making it so a storefront can't be located within 600 feet of libraries, schools, parks, residential neighborhoods, or churches. In the lawsuit, Atrium challenges the acceptance of Harvest's application, citing issues such as the location of the Rudolph Steiner Library less than 600 feet away. The Pasadena Unified Board of Education has until November 21st to prepare an $850 million bond proposal. The bond would go towards deteriorating buildings, old technology, and delayed projects like updating the pool at Pasadena High School. In a survey conducted by FM3 Research, results showed most of the 7 districts had at least 60% support for more funding. If passed, 6 cents would be levied for every $100 of assessed value for Pasadena property owners. The new bond proposal would follow news of the PUSD projecting conversations of closing schools due to low enrollment numbers. Daniel Nogueira and Brian Araujo Cabrera have been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder in connection to the Eagle Rock fire that began on August 25th near the connection of the 2 and 134 freeways. Nogueira and Araujo Cabrera are suspected of targeting a homeless encampment. Nogueira, son of the Eagle Rock Chamber of Commerce president, was released from custody after posting a $1 million bail bond. There is still an ongoing investigation with the Los Angeles Police Department.
Well, we're back to
weed.
cannabis.
Back to
Okay.
weed.
All right, back to weed. So tell me.
First off,
why should I care?
First off, this God on the couch thing sounds like your cousin was at one of these dispensaries.
No,
I'll tell you that
no,
right
no,
off the bat.
No, it's actually a very funny play.
Well, you know-
but it's only 10 minutes, but it's part of a festival called the Short and Sweet Festival that's going to be in West Hollywood at the end of September.
Well, keep us posted, man,
I
because
will.
that does sound really interesting.
It's fun.
I think the thing that's interesting about this cannabis thing now is now we've gotten to the lawsuits, and now you have dispensary owners accusing the city of breaking its own ordinance. One of the keys to the ordinance was the distance requirements.
Right.
You could not open a dispensary within 600 feet of a library, a school, a church.
Mm-hmm.
And where Harvest wants to open and where Rudolph Steiner Library from door to door
Yeah.
is less than 600 feet.
Right.
The city says that they were talking about city libraries and not ones privately owned by nonprofits. That's just not what the ordinance says. Now, I'm not playing judge here.
So the city is saying, yes, you can have the dispensary.
Well, Harvest already got a CUP.
They already have their CUP.
But Atrium,
Okay.
who also wants to open in District 3, is saying that That CUP should have been denied, the Harvest one, because of the distance requirements, and a CUP, a conditional use permit. And that's the issue, is that they're claiming that they were treated unfairly in favor of Harvest.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it plays out, is what it comes down to.
So it sounds like the city did violate its own ordinance.
If you go word for word, then yeah, Atrium.
So what is the legal argument that the city's putting forward? Because obviously the words count, the words are important.
Because it's litigation, they haven't, at this point, responded to press, and which is...
Well, I don't mean press. I mean, what is their response to the litigation?
They haven't yet.
Oh, they haven't done an answer
right.
yet.
And par for the course, they're not going to tell press, was my point.
Right.
But we'll see. We will see what happens. I don't know, you're the lawyer, not me. I don't know if the Atrium argument that you shouldn't have given them a conditional use permit, you should have given it to us, the pointing fingers, I don't know if legally that helps Atrium's case. Because a judge could say...
Because Atrium is also not beyond the 600 feet, right?
Well, they are.
Oh.
Where they want it to open is. But as a lawyer pointed out to me on the phone, the judge could say, well, you're right, they broke the ordinance with Harvest, but they're still allowed to deny you a conditional use permit at any time that they see fit.
And on what grounds are they denying that?
There is only one dispensary allowed per council district.
Oh.
And Harvest filed a few hours before to be in District 3. That's all it comes down to, is who faxed or emailed or did what first.
So then the limit is 7? That there are going to be 7?
3.
Oh, 3.
Because of the distance requirements that they are honoring. Now, originally they said that, hey, we will do up to 6 or 7, 6 I think, but now they're saying...
One in each district,
yeah,
but now
they're
that's not
saying,
working that way.
They're saying by the map and based on the ordinance, we can only do 3. And there are already 3 conditional use permits that have been granted.
Well, I know there's one in East Pasadena.
East Pasadena, Mid Pasadena, right by Lake, and Harvest. So it comes down to they're full, based on what they say they can do and what they can't do. So everybody else, 122 people paid.
Unless Harvest gets closed down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, 122 people paid $14,000 to apply, just to turn in a piece of paper. You had to come up with $14K.
It's becoming a very big business.
It is. It is. I don't think 3 dispensaries or 6 is going to really help Pasadena with some economic woes or be it.
No, I don't think so.
It's not going to be a gold mine when you just have 6. If they had 6, obviously, but around the country, it's becoming a huge, huge industry.
It is,
and people think for whatever reason.
And their spokesperson is John Boehner.
Exactly.
The former speaker
who
of
could
the
cry
House.
at any minute.
Yeah, right.
But people think Pasadena is the place to deal cannabis for whatever reason. So.
Talk to me a little bit about the $850 million bond proposal. What's the outlook for it?
Interesting. In a poll, through every district, they got at least 60%. But keep in mind that the last one failed when they tried to get the last one. Bond measures can only be used for infrastructure issues, and I think they need to get that message across if they plan to be successful. Because inevitably, people are going to start saying, hey, we just raised taxes, and you got money for that.
They can't use it for teachers. They can't.
And that's what they need
It's
to,
only for capital
and
expenditures.
that's what they need to tell people.
Yeah,
they need to get that message out there at some point.
Yeah.
It's what I think needs to happen.
To retrofit the schools.
To retrofit the schools.
And do different,
But it's also going to come right after possibly school closures or in the middle of discussion about school closures once again. So, like we said, last year, PUSC has work to do, even with the increased funds from the city. And even if they get the bond measure, they will still have work to do. You have to, at some point, deal with the declining enrollment.
Yeah.
And I understand the school closure issue, but if you have a kid in that school or you live in that neighborhood, people are not going to be happy about the choice, no matter what school it is. It's just, That's how that game goes. You know that.
It's how it goes, and change is very difficult for people.
Always.
I mean, that's what
Always.
that's what Republicans bank on, is that change
Yeah,
is
man.
very difficult for people.
So now I'm hearing they're going to cancel some primaries?
That's what, yeah, we were talking about that. They're canceling what?
Kansas, Arizona,
Arizona.
North Carolina.
Yeah.
And there's one more that, I'm sorry, completely slips my mind at the moment. I'm having...
And I'm
Bless you.
sneezing on the air.
Yeah.
So I'm going to burst an eyeball. Oh my gosh. That's going to... I was reading about that, and if you sneeze too hard, it can cause that.
You're God. You'll heal yourself. You'll be
Okay.
fine.
Okay. You know something? I don't see any comments.
I don't either. But
I know. Are we off of Facebook? Are we banned? Are we? Does everyone just agree with us so much that
maybe they're all bleeding?
they're just nodding?
Maybe
they're home. They're going, yeah.
Or
yeah,
they're all
nothing to say.
Everybody's
it's all being
everybody's
said for
looking in
us.
the mirror and making sure they're not bleeding from the eyeballs. That's
I don't
what's going
know.
on.
Yeah, that's it. Well, if you are out there, join the conversation. Are we staying on for a bit?
I think it's about over.
No, I mean for Facebook.
Oh. No, I think it's about over.
Is it about over?
It's about over.
All right.
No Facebook.
Are we?
No
I don't know
Studio B.
if we're on Facebook. We'll hang around, but I guess we have to find.
You wanna do 5
We
minutes?
are on Facebook.
So you want to do 5 minutes?
Yeah, we'll stay on
All right,
Facebook.
let's head to Studio B.
Why not? So, thank you. Thank you.
Did you hear something?
Well, we love you. Even though you're not talking, we love you.
I thought I heard a voice.
So, yes,
I'm tripping.
that was our wonderful Hannah.
Oh.
That's who that was.
All right.
All right, guys. We'll go over to Studio B.
Let's
and
do it.
Maybe you'll be more talkative then.
Maybe they'll have cookies.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Let's go.
Good. I'm Barry Gordon.
And I'm Andre Coleman.
And this is NewsRap live at 5. Head over to Facebook.
Stay with us.